Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? Please let me know in the comments below. And also, you know the drill, let me know what book or books you are currently reading and whether you like them or not. And also, as our little community is growing, I would like to ask you to please comment your name down below, because I would just like to get to know you a little bit better. Sometimes it's easy for me to tell what your name is because it is in your username, or sometimes I can attach a person to a photo, to an icon, but some people don't like to do that. Some people don't have pictures and some people have avatars, and that's completely fine. But if you feel comfortable with it, could you please let me know your name down below, so again I can just get to know you a little bit better. Today we are doing the Cozy Fall book tag. I did this book tag last year. It was Emily Fox and her video last year that inspired me to do this book tag, because you know, I live in New England and fall is our season. This is our festive season, basically. This is when we all come out of our caves and really enjoy being outside. And I dare to tell you that I think that people, I cannot say that in New England in general, but in Boston, I think that people are the nicest during the fall. This is what we enjoy the most. And if you've ever been to New England, Massachusetts, Boston in the fall, then I think you understand why. Just like last year, this year I am also filming this tag with a little bit of twist, because I want to make this tag into a tradition and do it every single year. So I am only answering the tag questions with books that I actually read this year. And this is definitely making this video a little bit harder in general. But I think I have a lot of really good book recommendations for you guys. I will also link Emily Fox's video, the one from last year and also the one for this year, because I think that she did it again, and I will also link the original creators down below in the description box. Check out those videos and get some good book recommendations on your TBR. But now, without any further ado, let's just get to the tech questions. I am looking at my phone right now, and the very first question is: the world is full of color. Choose a book that had reds, oranges, or yellows on the cover. I love a good cover question. You guys know that I am a sucker for a good cover. I am definitely one of those people, some might say shallow people, who buy books for their covers. The way I see it, that I am supporting the artists making that cover. At least that is how I justify it. Now, the very first book that I want to show you, and this is a book that I actually thrifted and got from a little free library, and this is something that's still like up to date. I just cannot believe that somebody left this in a little free library, and that is Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, and this is a 2020 Waterstones edition. So this book somehow made it from the UK to Boston, and it ended up in a little free library with me. And I also have a card from the previous owners, because they, I guess, accidentally left it in the book. And I just love that. I just love the little history that this book have. And also, this is gorgeous. I mean, gold, red, look at the beautiful art. I am going to color that once I start reading this book. I mean, come on, this book is just absolutely gorgeous. The other covers that I want to mention in this video is Lady Macbeth by Ava Reid. I think that the cover is gorgeous, and this entire book, like, look at that art in the book. And it's a hot pink book. I mean, come on. I've already read this book, and this is a book that will be featured in one of my upcoming reading vlogs, so stay tuned for that. But again, that cover. I certainly have to mention this gorgeous book, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I mean, come on, this copy and that cover, one of the most beautiful books that I own, actually. Also, let me mention two other books here. Two other books that I absolutely hated. But I think that the cover and the cover design is just gorgeous. And one of them is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I think that this is such a simple but captivating book cover. I am a sucker for the cover of this book. The content, I don't like it at all, but that's okay. And another book that I absolutely hated. But I have to admit that the cover design and the entire book is just gorgeous, and that is Five Broken Blades by Mike Corland. And it's not just about the cover, though I actually do like the cover, but it is also about the sprayed edges, because in the United States this book came out like already as this special edition. I saw it in the bookshop and I was like, are you kidding me? This is something that I have to get. I also have two other books, and then I promise you that we are done with the cover question. But one of them is the second book in the Emily Wilde series, Map of the Otherland. And you know, I say this all the time, that when it comes to this specific series, I always order it from the UK, because I think that the UK cover is just like heaps better than the US one. I mean, come on, look at that cover and just like tell me that you don't like it. This cover just instantly makes me happy. I think it's gorgeous. And again, it's a book that I didn't really like, or I should say that I expected a little bit more from this book. Unfortunately, it couldn't deliver, but we cannot deny that the art and the cover is absolutely gorgeous, and that is House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. When it comes to the Crescent City series, I think that the cover for every single book in this series is gorgeous, and also it's not just about the cover, but the whole design of the book. Fantastic. Oh my god, and this reminds me, Sarah J. Maas reminds me of a special edition of Okotar that I got, but I forgot to grab it for this video, so just hold on for a second. Here it is, a special collector's edition of A Court of Thorns and Roses, and this is a book that I got for myself for my birthday. I love it. That's Feyre, and that is the wolf. And I think that this is the very first book in my entire life. I was gonna say that this is the very first book in my entire life that I bought. That's just stupid. What I meant to say is that this is the first collector's edition or special edition book that I got for myself, because usually I don't really care for them because they are just so incredibly expensive and I don't always see the value. But this book means a lot to me, and honestly it wasn't that expensive, so yep, a special edition Court of Thorns and Roses. Okay, next question. It's finally cold enough to warm cozy clothing. What book gives you the warm fuzzies? So basically, what are my cozy reads, what are my comfort reads, I guess. And I can show you a couple of books this year that I've read multiple times. These are truly my comfort reads. These books are a form of escapism for me. So every time when I'm going through a little bit of a, you know, rough patch or tough times, these books do give me comfort. And you guys heard me talking about these books this year, so this is not going to be a surprise. But the very first book is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I do like the very first book in the series. I really like A Court of Silver Flames as well. That is also one of my comfort reads. But I just wanted to again show you the very first book. I just absolutely adore this one. Ooh, please stay there. And also another author, and I'm going to show you 3 books here, but you know exactly how I feel about Tessa Dare, right? If it's a Tessa Dare book, I'm telling you that it is going to work for me. And the 3 books that I read this year and I absolutely fell in love with these books is A Week to be Wicked, The Duchess Deal, and The Governess Game. I love Tessa Dare's humor. I'm not saying that everything that she does in every single book is perfect and it's flawless, but it's just her humor that gets me every single time, and I just cannot stop reading her books, and that is a comfort read to me. Okay, next question. The wind is howling and the rain is pounding. Well, I wish. Currently, as I am filming this video, this is the end of September, and outside it's like 28 Celsius degrees. So I wish. But anyways, back to the question. Choose your favorite book or genre that you like to read on a stormy day. Now, this is a question that's very hard for me to answer because I do not have any. I do not have any. I want to say that in general, one of my favorite time to read is when it is windy and rainy outside. I cannot deny that, but I don't have a favorite book and I don't have a favorite genre. You guys know that fantasy is a genre that is very special to me, so I would say that it's probably a fantasy book. But I am also a mood reader, and I sometimes read multiple books and multiple genres at the same time. So I don't know. I in general don't know how to answer this question. You guys let me know. What is your favorite book? What is your favorite genre to read when it is raining outside? Okay, next question. What is the coolest character you would want to trade places with? This is always a tough question because I read about so many fantastic, specifically female characters. The thing is that I don't really want to be them, because the things that they have to go through and the traumas that they have to deal with, those are insane. I don't want to go through those things. So I am gonna go with a very, very safe answer. And again, I don't think that many of you will be surprised, but I think that I would trade place with Elaine from Akatar, because Lucian is my baby, and Lucian, like, he is my favorite character, and I am telling you, he is my fictional crush. And if I was Elaine, I could just smooch him whenever I wanted. So there you go. I'm gonna say Elaine. All right, next. What underhyped book do you want to see become the next biggest, hottest thing? Okay. I actually have two recommendations for you guys, and I think that both of these books are absolutely fantastic for fall. These very much have that fall vibe. The very first one is Regrettably I Am About to Cause Trouble by Amy McNee. I have mentioned this book in multiple videos of mine. This is a witchy book and I absolutely love it. It takes place in historical England, and our female character in this book, Maud, I freaking adored her and her humor. So this is something that I can definitely recommend. Please pick it up. You are not going to regret it. And the second book that I want to see more popularized, because again, I think it's worth it, is A Dreadful Splendor by B.R. Myers. I mean, first of all, can we just like look at that cover? I mean, the cover itself screams fall, right? Well, at least to me, this is a book that I bought because of the cover and also because it was on sale. Anyways, and I fell in love with this book. So this book takes place in historical England again. Do we see a theme here? And this book is kind of like a mystery / paranormal investigation. And I have no idea why, and I've said this before in one of my videos, that this book totally gives me the Crimson Peak vibes, you know, the movie. I never read the book. I have no idea why, because it's actually like super different, but the vibe, the atmosphere for the book, it was very much Crimson Peaky to me. The main character in this book is Genevieve, and she is a fake spiritualist, and she gets hired by this guy, this lord, whose bride committed suicide the night before their wedding, and they go to this supposedly haunted mansion, and Genevieve's job is basically to contact this bride. I loved it. I loved it. Possibly the biggest surprise to me this year. Next, the weather has turned cold and it's time to cover up. What's the most embarrassing book cover you own that you would like to keep hidden in public? I think that the answer to this question will never change, and that is basically any Ruby Dixon books. This is the only one I am showing to you guys, but I have obviously more because I read a couple of books from this series, and this is the newer edition, and I don't think that this is as bad as, you know, the very first version of the book, because those covers are like the cops know exactly what I read. They are coming to get me. Alien Smut. That's what this book is. Look, I'm putting it up on the internet. I am not embarrassed by it. Like, read whatever you want to read. It's nobody's business, really. I'm not judging you. You do whatever you want to do, but I'm just not sure, like, you know, when it comes to my bookshelf, I want to display this, because a lot of people who absolutely do not know me see my bookshelf, you know? So yeah, probably I would say this book. And also, can we mention the Tessa Dare covers here? I mean, you know, the cover gives everything away. But I feel like this is a little bit of a hypocritical moment for me, because I intentionally buy her mass paperbacks, and I buy them used because sometimes it's just really hard to get these mass paperbacks. So yeah, the spine doesn't look that bad, and usually I just put them on my bookshelf like this. I will probably not, like, you know, display them like this, but whatever. I own my obsession with Tessa Dare anytime, so yeah, probably Ruby Dixon and Tessa Dare. Okay, what's your favorite full-time comfort food / foods? Now, you guys know that I love food. I love food. I love books. I love skincare. Most of my disposable income, all of my disposable income, it goes towards skincare and books and food. And yes, I am somebody who counts food as disposable income. Anyways, what are my favorite foods? Well, let me share a couple of recipes with you that I basically make every single fall. Probably the very first thing that I cook in the fall, and usually in a very big batch, it's roasted pumpkin or roasted squash, whatever it is that you like to use. I use pumpkin, acorn squash, butternut squash, the mini or the regular size, whatever. I like to roast it with honey and chili and paprika, and then put it in a salad, or just create my own pumpkin puree and put it in waffles, pancakes, pumpkin pie, or even in like stews, whatever, you name it. It's so good. It's so good. The honey, or you can also use maple syrup, but it's the honey and the chili that is the secret to this recipe. And just like I said, I really like to use this in my pumpkin chickpea salad. This is my favorite salad in general, but unfortunately I only get to make it in the fall. I usually make it like once a week because I do love it. Fall is also one of my prime baking seasons. Well, I don't know why I said that, because I bake in every season, but probably not that much in summer, but still I bake all the time. So anyways, what I definitely bake in the fall is pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie, apple pie. I can make the American, the Canadian, the British version as well, and also Hungarian apple pie. That is my favorite, simply because I grew up eating the Hungarian version and it means home to me, so that's my favorite one. And also, ever since I moved to the US, I became obsessed with snickerdoodle cookies, and I specifically like to bake them in the fall. If you never tried snickerdoodle cookies, try them, because they are out of this world. And you guys know exactly how much I love oats and oatmeal. That is basically my breakfast every single day. Well, definitely every single day during the work week, right? And in the fall, I have 3 versions that I really like to make. One is with figs and maple syrup. I also make one with apple pie filling. It's like really good. And the third one, and this is probably the easiest one, it's a cinnamon raisin granola oatmeal, or oats, depending on where you're from. It is so good. It tastes like the oat raisin cookies. Okay, last question. Who do you tag? Well, that's easy. This is probably the easiest question to answer because I am tagging all of you guys. I will leave the tag questions in the description box, and please just let me know your answers in the comments down below. Now hit share, like, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. I have a lot of super exciting videos planned for the fall for us, but in the meantime, I will leave a couple of videos on the screen, probably here and here, to check them out, and I'll see you soon in an upcoming video. Bye!